What's up, guys? It's your fellow collector, Ralphie, aka here, bringing you another toy review. This time, we have the Iron Man 2 comic series Titanium Man figure. Now, this figure was not that much of a struggle to get, but then again, it hardly popped up because people in other states in the country they were lucky enough to be able to get a hold of most of the waves without too much issues. But over here, especially because my family isn't that rich or whatever, actually we don't have that much money. That's part of why I'm filming with my phone. Well, because of that, it's a struggle because you either have to resort to going online or to wait for it to come to the store, and it took a real good while. Like the time that it already came out, it came out by last month or so. Actually, no, it came here at around to regular toy stores. It came up to like late August. So it took me a while to get a hold of this one right here, and I hit it like I usually do, and I didn't. I kind of struggled with getting a hold of some of these figures because of the simple fact that Hasbro had distribution issues over here in New York, and the stores were like, they were, I asked a lot of associates over at my local stores that they were like, oh, they're not sending in too many new things. I don't know why we haven't been getting anything new, but hopefully they're coming soon or whatever. And I mean, they honestly kind of started hating it because they were like, drop off the new figures already because there's too many people asking for them. But and nobody wants to go on eBay or Amazon to pay a lot of money for it. I mean, Archangel is like a big struggle to get. I'm really hoping that they release it in up around the stores where I, check out all the time. If not, it's fine. I could just hit up the internet. I heard that the Death Head variant, didn't cost doesn't cost as much as a regular one. But that's not here or there. That's another discussion altogether. Well, this figure, the history I know about this guy. I mean, he was in Civil War before. He didn't have this paint scheme. He didn't have this green and silver paint scheme. He had like a completely silver one when I saw him in I saw him in Amazing Spider-Man, and he was like all silver. I remember the old days. He used to have a suit that kind of made, and the visor it kind of made him look like he had a sad face because it just drew. It was like you drew on a chalkboard to make a face, and that's how he looked. He was like very, very, very bulky, like very big, very big character. And you saw the movie one. He kind of looked like you couldn't even see anything, and like you wonder how he could even see through it because it looked like he had smoke blowing all in there. Probably smoking weed in there. Who knew? Well, anyways, this character basically he hated Tony Stark so much that he wanted to compete with him basically with the suits and to try to kick his ass with this suit. I can only picture him like explaining it to people why he would do that and seal himself in one and enhance himself in an effort to just beat up Tony Stark. He'd probably sound like this. I do not care. I will kill Tony Stark with my bare hands using this suit, and then I will freaking, with my Captain Falcon looking punch, and then I will fuck the shit out of all the American girls I see there if they're not that fat. And if they are, I will go back to Russia and fuck them all over there too. Uh, Terrible Russian accent, I guess, but what can you do? You guys let me know if I actually pulled it off, kind of. But anyways, I love the details that they put on this figure. I love the fact that the accessory he has over here is it's a big step up from the other things. It's like you put a blazing trail like to attach to his head and make it look like he's just doing the Falcon punch to people, or just to make him look like like he's powering up on that hand and getting ready to attack. It's just awesome right here. And they put in some special ball joints over here that are different from the rest of them. Like I've only seen the modern Iron Man or the advanced armor, whichever one you want to call it. Like I've only seen, the 3 3/4 inch version of that figure and this one with those type of ball joints. I haven't seen any other ones with it. And it makes for pretty interesting stuff. For like, they're a bit small, so there's a problem that kind of lies with it because of the fact that I mean, they're a little bit hard to turn. Just kind of tough to like turn over and to get aligned for you to be able to get away with or oppose. It's kind of tough because it's smaller, but I was able to work through it when I got him in the pose I wanted to. But yeah, this figure, he has. By the way, this kind of makes me think of Samus, Aran, and Master Chief. Like just seeing this, it just really makes me think of that. It's just wow. Anyways, well, the head, it's kind of hindered by these, but it can actually no, it's very hindered. So it can only look and can only look like this. It can only turn its head this much. And also no, so it has a elbows, swiveling and bending elbows, which I don't hate. I mean, I don't hate on these figures because of the simple fact that because they have their shoulder thing. So like if you were to put that, but then again, they could make an effort to like make these to go up and down so that way you can move it around and there's no consequence to it. I mean the War Machine figure was able to handle that pretty good. But yeah, the hands are sculpted pretty good. Like you got one fist and you got one that looks like he's about to use a repulsor blasts. I mean, just the incertain amount of detail here. The paint job makes it good because it's a mixture of like the classic Titanium Man and of the modern one. The modern one is all silver, which kind of makes it look bland. But if you put green on it, it just jazzes it up pretty good, and it's just outstanding. Has the double joints right here, so it can bend right there. The feet, I gotta warn you though, like it swivels this leg swivels kind of loose. This one's more tighter, but the right one is kind of loose. You actually see some numbers on here, and so does the foot. And to bend it back and forth, it's kind of like it's all right though. There's no real problem with it. I honestly don't have a beef with Hasbro over it. Just as long as they make the figures this, good. He has no hip joints to like to no swiveling hip joints, which I kind of don't like. But you can't bitch and moan about things too much. You never enjoy them if you do. But all in all, this is a great figure. I'd give this 9 out of 10 also. It's just very good, and I proudly display it on my shelf on the villain side of my shelf. I don't have too many figures on that side though, so I need to fill it up with some more villains and because I tend to have like a lot more heroes on one side of my shelf. Actually, no, they dominate almost all of it. So yeah, this is Ralphie aka saying, see you soon, YouTube. Sorry, J Train. Sorry for stealing your catchphrase.